Howdy-ho! So, the message for today, we're going to go back to the circle of life. The tree of knowledge of good and evil and the tree of life. Well, they're the same tree. And it depends on which side of the tree you eat from, or whether or not you are the tree. So each one of us represents a tree. These bodies that we live in. So anyway, a lot of thoughts come to mind. Whether or not we're accepting life or we're accepting death. Are we going to come back in the circle and continue to live as a dead man or woman? Or are we going to come back and elevate our own spark and try to elevate the sparks of others? So our soul tribe, those who resonate with us. And it does have to do with who your king is, or, in my case, king and queen, mother and father, and whose laws you are following. Well, it's easy to discover whether or not you are a living man or woman, or a dead man or woman, with just this one telltale sign. What year is the year of your birth? What is your time zone? So, those of you that are following Pope Gregory's, which was Julius Caesar's, and you're rendering under Caesar what's due Caesar, because he created you. He's your God. So, you say something in your pomp, not understand what you're saying. I was born in the Gregorian year 19-something or 20-something. Well, the year, the holy year, is 5787. So if you tell somebody, and I've tried to explain this before, you tell somebody, I was born in 19-something or 20-something, and I'm X amount of years old. Well, a man who's wicked compels you to do these things because you're admitting that you're dead. Because if the year is 5787, the holy year, it's the 24th day of the month of ER, the second month of the holy year, 5787. So if you tell me that you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and you were born in 19s or 20s, then I can consider you dead. And then if you use my postal address that I created, I can consider you being created in my creation. It's black magic, but it's abracadabra. I create as I speak. So if what's coming out of your mouth is a creation of man, then you're saying man created you. So you're the son of man, not the son of Mayim Abba, or the daughter of man, not the daughter of Mayim Abba. So, the federal postal addresses, those are addresses created by men. Zip codes. So when you say you live in a mailbox, you were born in a Gregorian calendar year 19-something or 20-something, they literally can say that you belong to them. But it's because you've been compelled. So if this resonates with you, don't be upset. You were fooled ever since you were born into this life. You were fooled. But it doesn't mean you have to continue to be a fool. So, you have a right to not use those addresses. Kili kol ha'aretz, all the earth is mine, is what our Imam Abba says. All you need is a grid point location. I've said this before on different apps. All you need is a GPS, grid point location. Anything above and beyond that grid point location is making yourself the Arab Rab, which would be the mixed multitude. And the misconception about Yisrael is not the land, it's a spiritual plane of existence. It's when you rise above this physical plane of existence. Lech lecha, when you go in and you discover yourself. So when God says to Abraham, go and go for yourself, he's actually telling him to go and go into yourself and rise to a higher plane of existence. Discover the land that you have never known, which is these bodies that we live in. So to work the soil also means to work these bodies. to rise the seed that was given to us to a higher plane of existence, to a higher consciousness, not claiming ownership of what belongs to Hashem. So, the Roman Catholic Church and Hasatan have beguiled you, because they have you claiming ownership of what belongs to our Abba. Instead of being a caretaker of what belongs to our Abba, you want to claim ownership. Not only do you believe you're a slave, but you believe in things like you can kill God, you can own God, you can rule over God. So you're making yourself a God by doing that. You were created in the image of our Abba, which means you can rule over, but you are not the king. The king has never been and never will be of the flesh. So looking for HaMashiach to come into flesh, you don't understand. HaMashiach is a spiritual context. It's a plane of existence, a state of mind, state of consciousness. It's a higher vibration, a higher state of consciousness. Claiming ownership of anything, claiming any names of the land. There's a reason why the prophet, who many of you know as Yeshua, said, Ahei, Asher, Ahei, I will be what I will be. And some of you know it as I am that I am. Because he didn't want to claim a name. He did have wisdom, but he was not HaMashiach. God bless. Much love.